In December 1862, the 124th experienced their first taste of combat at the Battle of Fredericksburg. The regiment was only lightly engaged at that battle, being one of the last units to cross the pontoon bridge into the town of Fredericksburg. Their brigade was ordered to move across the bridge at 10 a.m. on December 12th, under a dense cover of fog. However, before half of them had crossed, the fog cleared and Confederate batteries began firing, forcing an about-face. They finally crossed, untouched by the enemy, at 6 a.m. the following day, December 13th. At 2 p.m. that day, the brigade received orders to storm a battery on the heights in front of them. They moved into position, but fortunately for the Orange Blossoms, the order to charge never came. The following day, the battle began to subside, and the 124th spent a largely peaceful Sunday, December 14th, in the town. The biggest conflict that day arose from the ransacking of the town by some of the Union soldiers. Observing this sight, Lieutenant Colonel Francis Cummins remarked that the men would rather take a bureau than a watch. Early on December 16th, the 124th began to withdraw quietly from the town and back over the river. 4 men of Company A, who had been out particularly far on picket duty, returned to find that their regiment had disappeared. One of them, Private Benjamin Lancaster, told of how he had realized his unit was gone, looked for a suitable place to ford the river, and made for friendly territory. He was captured by pickets from the 2nd Corps immediately and let go once he described his situation, making it safely back to the 124th. Now, at the 150th Battle of Fredericksburg reenactment in 2012, our current group took a role almost opposite from that of the original unit, being the first men to cross the Rappahannock in pontoon boats, while also fighting through the town and attacking Maurice Heights. The original men of the 124th blamed their inactivity in the battle on still being equipped with inferior smooth-bore muskets known as Belgians, like the one pictured here with Private Francis Benedict of Company D. Now, as for the performance of the 124th during their limited time under fire, Captain Charles Wygant of Company A had this to say of his men.
When a shell passed very near the tops of our heads, we may have stooped a little, that was all. Brave old soldiers did the same.
By January of the next year, the 124th would have been issued their long-awaited Enfield rifles, making them fully prepared for the long, bloody season of campaigns to come.
Our time was not yet. Other fields were to test our valor and drink our blood. But this time other troops were to do and die while we lay looking on.